Hi, it's Warren Huart. I hope you're doing marvelously well. What I'd like to talk about today is mixing drums. I've got a very simple setup here. It's essentially, just kick, snare, overheads, and toms with one room mic on this particular track at least. So what I do is I'll supplant it by adding some additional samples. I like to use addictive drums. There's plenty of other ones out there, but that's the one I'm going to use. Please subscribe. Please go to producelikeapro.com where you can download exclusive content, and let's get started. So let's go to Chase's session Gone, which we've been using quite a lot because it's obviously got a lot of elements to it. So the drums are recorded here. It's pretty simple setup, as I was talking about before. We've got a kick in here. We've got a kick out here, which gives us more of the oomph. That's one of the Lewitt mics on the outside head. What we've actually done on this kick out is there was a little bit too much going on, so we've actually dipped something around 60 where it was kind of crazy going. There's a master which these are both going through. So on here with this little Mac DSP plugin, I am pulling out some 300, and somewhere between 300 and 350, I pull out a lot on drums. It's kind of mushy and muddy, and it gives me definition for bass, gives me the low mids on the guitars, and you can pull it out quite a lot on drums without really affecting, how you hear that drum kit. Anyway, so I'm pulling out some 300, little boost, tiny bit of boost at about 60, and some 7K and above, just some extra super highs. So, and then my API here, I've got some 10K, believe it or not, and a little bit of extra 50. And to be honest, they're small amounts. I just like the sound of API EQs. So just doing something with them really is quite tasty. So here's the two things together. Now, the kick is also feeding, if you notice, the kick in is also feeding just a deverb here, just for room. That's like a, 750 milliseconds is like kind of a small to medium sized room. So it's, I've set it on medium there. It's just gives it a bit of ambience. Because my drum room's fairly small. Okay, and then what we've added is two different addictive kicks. So these are addictive drum kicks. This first one here is a metal kick, believe it or not. It's all definition. Just for some extra definition. The one below it is a kick that I use for a different band. That's why it's called that. I've just liked it. It also has a lot of ambience on there. So all four together with the EQ and a bit of verb gives us this. Now, they've all got time adjuster on them. And, as we've talked about before in previous videos, I use the time adjuster to bring everything in phase. So on these here, these two addictive and this one here, all the time adjuster really is doing is just flipping the polarity so they're in phase. This one, it's knocking back in phase, so it's bringing it back a few samples, as you can see there. So that gives us a nice in-phase sound. The metal kick addictive, a lot of 5K boost, bit of 400 dipped. The other addictive sample, 5K boost, 400 dipped. Again, I like the sound of the EQs, the API ones, so I will either use them or the Mac DSPs because they're the most analog sounding EQs I have. And then I'm also using an SBL here, Transient Designer, to just shape the kick a little bit. So if you hear, it's a little floppy, a little tighter. Transient Designer is a really, really, really good plugin for shaping drums. You know, especially if you're using a lot of compression and EQ, by the end of it, you can tie yourselves in knots. If you've got a lot of stuff happening like that, you may well find that, you know, all the definition of your drum starts to go, and you can bring that back in as a quick fix and a really nice little tool to just kind of get that snap back in the drums. Cool. So let's just drop our kick sound, our newly minted kick sound, into the drums. Cool, so it's delivering everything that we like there. It's got some nice low end. It's also got some definition. And, you know, the live kick itself, you know, the inside and the outside one, you know, provided, I think, a lot of great tonality. But, you know, adding those addictive elements, and they're not super loud, as you can see. One's at, you know, minus 19.5 dB, and the other one's at minus 9. And the main element is the inside kick. But blending that together gives us a really, really cool kick sound. And, you know, a little ambience from there, and, you know, we've got great drums. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that really helped. Please leave some questions and some comments below, and I'd love to get into some more detail. This is a relatively open, organic sounding track, so it doesn't have big, huge, heavy guitars, so we don't have to as EQ and compress maybe the drums as much as you would with that. We can do further videos, you know, showing how to EQ and compress drums in that way. Please leave me some questions and comments below, and I'll endeavor to do my best to answer them. And also, if there's anything else you'd like to watch, like to see in future videos, I'd love to do those for you as well. Please subscribe and go to producelikeapro.com and sign up for the email list, and you'll get exclusive content on drum recording and drum editing. You'll also get files to edit. There's also piano recording stuff in there. There's a whole bunch of additional things. So please subscribe, and thank you ever so much for watching.